everybody, and welcome to my favorite part of the day, and that is our Realtor Rapid Fire. And today we are joined with one of my good friends, Keith Lombardi from REMAX Mainline, Toole Sales Group. I was super excited. I've known Keith for a while now, and I knew that Keith was going to have some killer answers to our questions here today. So if you're an agent out there and you're listening, hopefully you get something out of this. Keith, how are you? I hope everything's going well.
Doing well. Can't complain. Busy, but not complaining.
Awesome, man. Well, that's
Just
the
going from
idea,
one
right? I
appointment to
only
the
want to
next.
interview busy people.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's been good. So we're good.
First question, again, a lot of agents, I've answered this question. I always, I'm shocked with the variety of answers, but I'm going to lay the first one on you. This year, what is something that you decided not to do, and how is it impacting your business?
So I think one thing as a certain business where you can be more picky about the business that you started working for business only above a certain price point. And, looking at what my average price per transaction was and settling into a number that was, keeping me within the areas that I serve and I serve as well, but also it's not that it's not worth it, but you want to be able to give 110% level of service to your clients. And just taking every deal that comes to you, regardless of where it comes from and what the price point is something you do as a newer agent. So I've gotten myself to a point where I'm trying to keep everything from an average price point per transaction above that $350,000 range.
You know, what's interesting is that a lot of people might think, oh, why would you ever say no? Like somehow I feel like that actually adds integrity to your business, because you're right. Like if you can't really give everything you have to
Right.
your clients because you have too many clients, then you have to figure out a way that you're going to be able to work your best with, with the most people. And
Right.
I applaud that. That's a great answer. I haven't gotten that answer, but I think that's a great
And
answer.
I have gotten that from other agents. And I always tell them, well, look, just because I'm not taking on that business doesn't mean I'm not referring it to someone that I know is going to give the same level of service to those people, but maybe they're newer, they need a little bit of help with their business. And then that obviously becomes an agent where if I need a favor later, I can fall back on them. We're all working toward the same goal.
Agreed. Agreed. Fantastic answer, Keith. All right. Second question, and it could be either an agent or a client, but when someone meets you for the first time, what is it you want them to feel or know when it comes to working with you?
So as soon as I read this question, I had my answer ready to go immediately. So I am someone who always falls back on humor.
Okay.
It's my coping mechanism. You
That's
ever get an
hilarious. No, I'm
awkward
kidding.
moment? Right? See, I always you get that weird moment where maybe like there's tension, there was a weird question or someone, what I mean, there's awkward silence. I'm the first one that always tries to break that silence by making someone laugh. I think that if you're speaking to someone that you don't know, if you can bring their guard down enough to make them laugh within that first few minutes, it's just so much easier. And, I've been told from people that I'm a funny guy, and I don't think I always mean to be. Sometimes I have those weird, goofy thoughts, and then I just don't filter them and I let them come out and people
Yeah.
start laughing. And I'm like, all right, good. There we go. So that's most of the time, I can make, whether it be a client or an agent, laugh about something within like the first few minutes. And then if I get someone who doesn't, I'm like, wow, this is going to be like working with a brick wall here. You
And
got to let your guard down. Like we do this for a living and real estate is stressful. We got to have fun.
I agree, man. Laughing is the spice of life. And, it's interesting because some people are so reserved, or I don't want to say insecure, but like feeling their way around the initial
Right.
conversation. It kind of, when you're comfortable enough in who you are and you can come out and crack a joke early on, knowing that it may
Yeah.
not land, I think that
And
shows confidence.
no one wants to deal with a robot. I mean, like you're like, well, we have to be 100% super professional and this is how we do things and everything is A to B and straight line and we're not going to have any fun. Who wants to go into what could be one of the biggest financial decisions they're ever going to make and think, I'm working with a Microsoft Sam over here? Just have fun with it. Be stupid, be goofy. We're only here for a short time. We might as well have fun while we're here.
I didn't know that was going to be your answer. But now that I know that was your answer, I can't wait for the third question. So the third question is, if your real estate business had a theme song every time you showed a house, what would it be?
So as soon as I read this question, I physically laughed out loud because I'm like, immediately the first thing that came to my mind, it was thinking about bouncing from appointments from like one state to another, being multi-state licensed, and then making my way back to any one of practice or sports games, the Benny Hill theme was the first thing that came into my mind. And so that was number one. I was like, that is me.
You're dating yourself now because there's a lot of people that
Listen,
don't even know who Benny Hill is.
almost every day, I'm looking at my schedule and I'm like, yep. And I'm just thinking like, in the car here, in the car there, running down the field, we're lining the field, then we're back here, then we're making calls. And I'm like, that is me almost every day.
Shuffle around.
Yep. Just constantly.
Dude,
But then I was like,
great answer.
God, like I was trying to think of a song that I would listen to if I was trying to get myself like amped up for an appointment. And I'm like, I have such a weird eclectic taste in music that like one day I could be listening to like Master of Puppets and I'm like, yeah, all right, we're going to nail this appointment. Let's go. And then like the next day, B101 happens to be on and like Kiss by a Rose comes on and I'm jamming out with the windows down, like not a care in the world. Like, my son, his walk-up song for baseball this year is Public Service Announcement by Jay-Z, the clean version, of course.
Sure.
So like we'll be riding in the car and he's like, Dad, put my walk-up song on. And I put it on and my 8-year-old and his 4-year-old brother are rapping Jay-Z. So I'm like anytime, like the music and stuff is so goofy. So it could be anything. But if I had to pick one, it's Benny Hill all day.
Dude, that was a phenomenal answer. This was a phenomenal Realtor Rapid Fire. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today. And hopefully when we get a whole new set of questions next quarter, you'll come back and do it again.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man. Thank you, Keith.
You got it. Thanks, Ken.